I'm just laying here reflecting like, why were they so disrespectful? And like, I know everyone has their moments, I know everyone has their days. I know that I'm not perfect, but through this process of healing altogether, it's like sometimes don't you wonder why were they so disrespectful? Like, for real, like what possesses people to be just so mean and foul with their mouth? And I know that the tongue cuts like a sword, but sometimes I sit back and wonder, like, even though they were toxic, even though I may have provoked them with my emotions, you know, it's just like sometimes I sit back and wonder, like, why were they so mean and cruel? And sometimes you wonder, like, how can people even think certain things about you? And it's like, when you're doing your best and trying to do the best you can do, and that person just literally doesn't care, like, they literally don't care, like, legit, they don't care. You pour your emotions, you be honest, you be open, you're respectable, stand in your own lane, as they say, and that person will still harm you with their words, even more so than their actual actions. The actions that they don't live up to, or the expectations that, we expect them to have. It doesn't match up. But even then, so it's like they just are, sometimes just selfish. And like I say, it takes two to tango. But I think that's something that most people don't talk about. Like, words do hurt. And when you're going through the phases of detachment, or it's coming to your senses that you and that person are not compatible, or you need to work on yourself to attract a better being or person, you often reflect on what you've been through. And it's a hurtful thing. Like, it hurts, of course. It hurts. Like, some things that people say, some things that people done, never thought that they would insult my character like that. And I think that was my biggest thing. Like, hey, I'm true to myself. Yes, I probably did need work. I'm still progressing. But for me to be truthful and honest and respectable, and for this person to have so many negative things to say, or just pick apart your life even before them, or assume the worst out of things that maybe, you told them out of confidence. And then they misconstrued and flip it around, and it's a whole nother story that's full of lies. Like, how can you gather all of this off of something that I told you, and that thought of negativity that was mentioned has never crossed my mind? Like, you're so deep in your head trying to read me and dissect my life and to put your signature on what I've been through. And it's like, you respectfully don't even know the half of what I've been through in my life. You may have a synopsis, or you may have heard so many stories, or, you know, you may have seen me react emotionally a certain way, but the truth is, like, no one really knows what you've been through. And so part of this healing journey is for me to just, like, day by day, even, with this time later, it's like, I need to learn to live and accept my truth. I can say it all day. I've prayed about it. I've forgiven myself for anything of my past, even as a parent, relationship with their dad. But all together, it's like when you take ownership and you accept what your life has been and you're trying to actively improve on that and you're really doing the groundwork to understand who you are, you have to really like care less about what other people say. Like, you really have to care less what other people say. And that's just part of my processing right now. Like, be kind, do great, do your best, remain humble, but I could care less what someone says. Because all that time and investment in those relationships, those were times where I cared what someone said. And so I found myself defending myself or overreacting or doing too much, as they say. And the whole time, there was no truth in what they said. So I'm going to let you all go, and that's just my thoughts for the moment. You all be blessed.